and welcome to All Saints Catholic School e-learning.
The big idea we will be working out today is evaluating these rhythms, as you will need this to effectively answer 16-mark essay questions. For this session, you will need to have watched the big idea video on this topic first. Before beginning this session, try to find a quiet place where you can focus and aim to have a pen and paper to hand so that you can note down your ideas. By the end of this video, you will have recalled the 3 biological rhythms, considered the research behind these, and analysed their strengths and limitations. Before we begin, let's recall our big idea about biological rhythms. You have 2 minutes to mind map everything that you can remember about these rhythms. Please pause the video while you do this. So, hopefully you would have added that there are distinct patterns of changes in body activity that conform to cyclical time periods. They can be influenced by internal and external factors. The first we looked at was circadian rhythm. This is subject to a 24-hour cycle, and the example we used was the sleep-wake cycle that was studied by Seif. Your infradian rhythm is your second rhythm, which has a frequency of less than 1 cycle in 24 hours. The example we used here is the menstrual cycle that was studied by Stern and McIntosh. And finally, you've got your ultradian rhythm, which has a frequency of more than 1 cycle in 24 hours. The example we used was looking at sleep stages or the sleep cycle, which was around 90 minutes. So how does this link to your topic? Now, as part of paper 2, you will have a biopsychology section. Within that section, as part of that topic, you need to know about the circadian, infradian and ultradian rhythms. You will need to be able to give characteristics in terms of the length of the cycle and what they might be influenced by, as well as any research conducted behind these and evaluation points. So for example, an example of a circadian rhythm is the sleep-wake cycle. This can be influenced by the ASCN in the brain, which is an internal factor, and also by light in the external environment, obviously being an external factor. Seif's study investigated this rhythm in the absence of natural light and found his free-running biological rhythm was 24 hours in length, suggesting that our 24-hour cycle is influenced by external factors such as light. Now, for the purposes of the exam and you writing 16-mark essay questions, you will need to know evaluation points for each of these rhythms. So your activity today is to focus on evaluating these biological rhythms. These evaluations need to be written in a pill format. You need to consider the strengths and limitations of the various rhythms, which may be in regards to looking at real-life application or methodological issues with the research that has been conducted behind these. So what you need to focus on now is to pill each evaluation point for the different biological rhythms using that pill structure. Before you begin, let's try this together using a similar task. So let's take the idea of real-life application for the circadian rhythm and how we can apply this to shift work. The shift work has been found to lead to desynchronization of circadian rhythms and can lead to adverse cognitive and physiological effects. Research has shown that night shift workers suffer a concentration lapse at 6 AM, increasing the likelihood of accidents. And shift workers are also 3 times more likely to suffer from heart disease as a result from the stress of adjusting to sleep-wake cycles. So, in short, this research may have many economic implications in terms of maintaining worker productivity and preventing accidents in the workplace. Now it's over to you. I would like you to evaluate each of the 3 biological rhythms using the pill structure. Bear in mind and remember that infradian and ultradian were covered as one session, so you would only find one ultradian rhythm evaluation point. Let's consolidate your learning. Now what you can see here are the various evaluation points that you could have peeled for each of the biological rhythms. Now let's take, for example, the weakness for circadian rhythm. Now one of the weaknesses is the use of case studies and small samples within the research. So studies such as Seif are case studies and only involved him. Individual differences and the small sample size mean that they do not represent the wider population. This becomes an issue because we cannot then generalize. Let's take now the strength for infradian rhythm, for example. Now, a strength is a practical application for seasonal affective disorder in the form of therapy. Now, phototherapy here works by stimulating a very strong light in the morning and the evening, and this helps to reset melatonin levels and relieve symptoms in up to 60% of sufferers, which is found by Eastman. So this is a strength, as we can use the knowledge from this for therapy. Now, as an additional stretch and challenge task, see if you can add additional evaluation points for the circadian rhythm. Great work! You have now successfully recalled the 3 biological rhythms, considered the research behind these, and analysed their strengths and limitations.